Nothing worse than feeling unsupported, is there? Today's messages are channeled from Spirit to you to help you realize that they are always there for you. Thank you for tuning in. My name's Connie Rose, and today's Spirit guidance is exactly what you need to hear here and now. So please choose the wings 1, 2, or 3, and let's get started. Okay, so these messages are general, and what I do is I literally channel spirit and I bring to you exactly what I hear, see, feel, and what the cards guide me to share. So if you chose wings number 1, this message is for you. These messages are timeless, so it doesn't matter when you tune into this video, it is yours. So let's get started. Wings number 1. What are the words that you need to hear to feel supported? So straight away when I'm getting into your energy, I'm feeling a little bit misunderstood. And the problem here is, or opportunity, we can say problem or opportunity. It's the same thing. It's just a perception. So if we think we have a problem, then we have an issue. If we have an opportunity, we have room to grow. So straight away here, I know that there's opportunities for us to change our perception. And what I'm feeling into with this energy straight up is that you're feeling a little bit misunderstood and unsupported, and it's because of the confusion that's going in within you. So it's hard to ask for help when we don't know what we need help for. So let's see what the cards are bringing. Now the first one is storm warning, and I'm going to pull two cards and attachment. Okay, I was going to pull 3, but Spirit goes no, just 2. So straight away we get the storm warning. Now in this energy here, I'm feeling that I want to hold my breath, and I'm looking for the problems, the issues, saying things in my mind like, I told you so, I knew that would happen, I knew they wouldn't show up, and these type of things. So the words are very important to what you're creating at the moment. So this is Spirit coming through to let you know that it's safe for you to start expecting good things, start expecting changes. And the next card we get is attachment. So there's this security in you expecting the worst. And when we say the words out loud, it's sort of like, well, why the hell would I be like that? Why am I behaving this way? And it's purely because there's safety in what you already know. So if you've been, through situations where, I'm feeling very heavy in my heart right now, I'm feeling very tight in my chest, where you've been pushed aside and not being seen for truly who you are, you're comfortable in that. So when people actually notice you, you find it a little bit challenging. You don't want to be seen. So it's very confusing. It's not on, you're saying one thing but doing the other. So you're saying, you want to be seen, but the minute someone sees you, you're just like, oh, no, don't look at me. So this is all very much coming up for you now, because you're growing into this person that really deserves love. That's what's going on here. You're realizing that you deserve love, and it's conflicting because you're not used to it, or you've been accepting behaviors around you that aren't in line with what love really is for you. So we get confused when people say they love us, but their actions are different. We then feel into that love, or what we believe love is. But your definition for love is growing, and you're realizing that what you thought was love all this time actually isn't the love that you now want to attract. Wow, huge shifts for you. It's been very dark, hasn't it? It's been very dark because your belief system has allowed it to be dark. And the numbers on these cards, we have 5. 5 is all about challenges and opportunities. Again, we can look at it as a challenge, or we can look at it as an opportunity. And then we've got 10, which is just double that, basically. But 10 is also a representation of endings. So there may very well be people in your life now that are exiting, and you may feel attached to them. But everything's happening now for the highest good of everyone. So they may be exiting your life and you may be feeling a bit empty or panicking. But the thing is, you can't soar to the next level with them being here now. So it's almost like you've got to work on yourself. They may very well come back, but the frequencies aren't matching or aligned anymore. It's almost like you've grown apart. You've grown up into something else. I do know that I'm getting drawn to my head, so there must be some headaches, some real attachment stuff going on here. But it's only because you're soaring to new heights, and you're allowed to soar. You're allowed to soar, and you haven't allowed this just yet. You just haven't. I just want you to sit with that for a second. You actually haven't allowed yourself to soar. You certainly help everybody else do it. But with you, it just gives you a bit of a headache. It gives you a bit of a headache to even contemplate that you're allowed to soar. Now, soaring for people are all different things. You know, soaring for me would be different to the next person or yourself. What's soaring for you? Because this is spirit support. This is choose the wings. This is all about flying. And all they give me is it's time to soar. It's time to soar. And when we have wings, we trust. We just, jump and we fly. We trust. And it's time that you may feel blindfolded, but step out, because your wings will carry you. Spirit will carry you. I'm just going to reach for some other cards right here, because Spirit told me to grab these ones. You've got a lot of spirit assistance right now. This is a big deal. You're stepping into something very, very unfamiliar. It's like a clean slate of existence. Whether you're moving house or whether you're starting something new, it's very much beginning, ends. Beginning, ends. Ends, beginning. Right. 2 again. Okay. I just wanted 1 that time, but they said no, 2. Okay. We've got the atoms building. And we have the darkness, the moon. Now you've got the building blocks here. You're in a space that is just so exciting. But remember, I talked about the blindfolds, right? It's like you're stepping into a space of the unknown, which can be dark, lonely, isolated, all those things. But you've got to realize that's your choice of believing that or thinking that. When you step into the darkness, it can be that clean slate of the unknowingness, but anything's possible there. Absolutely anything's possible. But you've got the building blocks. So you are literally at the start again. You're absolutely at the start of a fresh start. And there's no way known you've been through everything that you've been through to get here, not knowing what to do next. So once you allow those wings out, once you allow spirit to give that gust of wind underneath you to lift you, to let you soar, you're going to be able to really show up and allow those compliments when people share them with you. It's a massive rebirth for you right now. And it's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It's huge. Try not to control it. Let yourself just breathe through it. I just want to get you a trinket as well, just to finish my little trinkets. I have my little bowl here. And just to finish, tie this reading up for you. And it's the elephant. And I always say with a beautiful elephant is, how do you eat an elephant? It's one bite at a time. So literally one step at a time. Don't try to look too far into the future. Don't try to look at your goals huge. You know, it's a bit overwhelming because it feels like you're stepping into the darkness. Put your hand out and let spirit take it and keep walking to create whatever you need next. Elephants are also very strong and resilient, and they don't forget. Their memory is phenomenal. So rewire that memory of yours, as in treat them as lessons. You'll see the red flags moving forward. You won't have to repeat these lessons. You can just now know that they're in your toolkit and keep walking forward. And that is your reading for the messages of support from Spirit for you right here and right now. And that is number 1. Okay. Spirit's messages for wings number 2. Straight away, I get the man holding a heart. I'm gonna shuffle in between and go patience. Okay, now this is not a gender specific reading, but when we get, I'm just going to change this to person holding the heart, okay, and patience. So if you went with the wings number 2, this is very much about awaiting the love that you deserve, awaiting the love of your life, awaiting the passion to ignite in your relationships, awaiting. Now, I'm very big on saying, we attract what we think we're worthy of. So if you have a bit of a look around in your life at the moment, you'll realize there's relationships that aren't reflecting who you truly are. Now you're realizing that it's time that you are actually in win-win situations. Now, you've just opened the key to your heart. You have literally put the key in, unlocked it, and opened your heart. So don't be surprised if you're feeling an influx of emotions going on roller coasters, feeling a bit loco. Because when we first tap into our emotions again, it can be such a roller coaster, and it's easier just to, lock that key, put our hearts back away safely, getting dusty and old and feeling nothing, feeling numb. And that's something that you're actually enabled to do from now on. Now, that can be for a lot of different reasons, remembering this is a general reading, and it could just simply be that when we have so many emotions build, we have no choice but to overflow, and they just leak out everywhere. And the issue with that is that we can be saying things in situations when they're not appropriate. They don't match up. When you just go crazy at someone for slamming the door, for example, when it was really 3 days ago they said something that upset you, but you didn't say anything at the time, and you just thought about it for 3 days, and by the time they slammed the door, that was it, you went crazy. So it's time that you're literally opening up your heart now, and you're letting those emotions flow, and you're really feeling deeply. So there's a bit of a detox with emotions happening with you at the moment. Now, in that, you're allowing yourself to truly feel how you're feeling. And once you clean that area out of those emotions that have been stagnant and numb and hanging around, you're going to be able to really allow yourself to connect with relationships. Whether or not you're in a relationship, as in a partnership at the moment, is irrelevant. It's not about that, but it does make room to reignite love in current relationships and call in the right vibration of people into your world. So this one's a real big heart healing. Spirit's coming in to say they're throwing, I just see them literally throwing like energetic healing bombs of light right at your heart. So I don't know whether or not you've been having palpitations. I know a few years ago, I would wake up to like this electric pulse that just go boom through my heart. And it was really, really interesting. And I feel like it was some sort of elevation to allow the energy flow, to allow myself to realign my heart space. And I feel like this would be happening to some of you. So this won't resonate with all of you, but there is some certain energy moving around your heart space. And Spirit is here to let you know that they are working on your heart physically, emotionally, and spiritually to help realign you to be able to start feeling connected again. So it's actually really exciting time for you. Let me get some more cards to see what else is happening here, because this is long overdue, and it's like you're like, oh come on, I've done all this work already, why is it continuous? But this is next level shit. This is like really stepping up into your truth and expansion. That's exactly what it is. This is your true north. So when we speak of our true north, it's our purpose. When we get onto our true north, we then start really coming alive, and yours is all about expansion. So when you're on purpose, when you're on path, you're going to start feeling that you belong here and that you're on track, and you'll start attracting the right people and the right relationships. And that number one is obvious as well. Number one is all about you showing up. This is about you being everything you want to see externally. Now, I would believe that you would be a light worker. And see, light worker doesn't need to be your career. It's just who you are. So your energy is very wise. People come to you to share what's going on in their world, and they really love your advice, your opinions. So that's really making a difference here. So keep doing that and listen to what the advice you're giving, because it's time you start taking your advice too. And because your words of wisdom are just next level. Absolutely next level. And I'm going to finish with a bit of a trinket here, because once you allow this beautiful waterfall of emotions to show up, I have a lot of clients come to me and they don't cry in front of their children, for example, or if they're angry with their partner, they keep it under wraps. Now, the thing is, I get it 100% because I've been there, but sometimes it's wise to allow yourself to be real and raw and human, and show the ones around you how you're truly feeling, especially the children that are looking at us. They're looking up at us for guidance, because, real suppression of emotion is the catalyst to dis-ease in your body, in my belief system. So really allow that emotion and energy to flow. And I remember sitting on the couch once and I was sad about something, and I just started crying, and my two little children said, oh mum, why are you crying? And I said, well, I'm sad. And I think it was my daughter said, oh, what are you sad about? And I said, whatever it was at the time, I can't even remember. And she just came over and comforted me, and she goes, you'll be okay, mum, it's okay to be sad. And then my little boy sort of looked over and he goes, oh, you'll be right. And that was it. And it was interesting because it didn't really affect them in the moment, but as we grow, I really want them to be okay with tapping into their emotions. And it's healthy. It's not anything to run away from, because as children, if we were sad or we were angry, we would be told otherwise. Like, shh, stop crying, don't get angry, don't do this. And it's like, well, am I naughty if I'm angry? These are the questions we want to ask ourselves. And this got stuck under my nail. And again, it's the moon. Expansion. But as you can see, it's a crescent, right? It's not the full moon. So it's happening. The expansion is growing for you. And remember, there's a little bit of light from a small moon like that. So you're that little bit of light. Keep looking for that light. Keep being that light, because people are coming to you for your advice. Hear your words. Take on your own advice, because you've got it. You've absolutely got it. And it's time you let your heart fully expand and just keep showing up, because you're doing absolutely amazing. And they are your spirit messages of support for wings number 2. Okay, now wings number 3. Let's see what spirit needs you to know to feel supported and loved. Because you just gone into your energy straight away, and there's something here that you're blocking. It's almost like you're blocking your spirituality at the moment, which is not like you. The first card that comes out is man holding a coin. Again, these are general readings and not gender specific, but I do know that there's something about money that you're being motivated by at the moment or fearful of, and it's blocking your spirituality, and there's a broken heart going on. Okay, now these cards I really feel are in the past. I feel like I need to pull another card as well. And we have the thinking woman. Okay, so there's some stuff going on for you at the moment that Spirit's very much aware of, that wants to remind you. So there's things here that may trigger you that Spirit's going to share, but it's very much just to put your ducks in a row. So you've been through quite a lot here where there's been either a lack of finances or your mindset around them isn't in line with where you want to go or what you want to attract. Now, I feel like there's been a little bit of other people's actions that have caused this, so a little bit of resentment going on, and maybe some blame. They did this, they did that. Now, the thing is, you're very, very clever because you're in a state of realizing the cause and effect, how the universe works, how they showed up, what they gave this to you, because you've really thought about the lessons that you've learned along the way. Now, I don't feel like money is actually an issue for you. I actually don't. But there's a belief system around it. It's interesting to know also what our parents and what our grandparents believed around money. Like, for instance, my dad used to just hide cash in socks and hide them in cupboards and all that sort of stuff. And as kids, we would find a sock and he'd go, oh, look at that. And we would jump up and down with money and we'd just throw it around for, I don't know why, it was just fun, on a bed. We'd jump up and down and we'd throw the $100 notes around. And then there was other people go, don't touch that money. Don't touch that money. Don't, and have that around it. So growing up, I always have a relationship with money. It comes, it goes, and just to enjoy life and not put so much focus on it. Now, I know there's lots of global changes happening with the financial side of the world, and I get people are really zeroing in on money, survival. So the world's pretty much gone into their base chakra of security and survival. And I get that. And there is very much a need for that. But it's all about balance. So know what you've done to get here has been exactly what you've needed to do. So once we forgive ourselves for those actions, we're then able to, really hold our truth close to our heart and be okay with having to survive, having to get through, doing what you needed to do. Makes complete sense. Now, because you've got the knowledge and the experience, you can now change your relationship with your money. You can say, money loves me, I love money, money flows freely. Get a bill in the mail and you kiss it and say, thank you for that electricity, thank you for that gas, that type of thing. When we become really grateful, the abundance changes, the energy changes, and these type of things flow to us. So when we're working day to day and only working for the money, it's very hard for that money to flow. So this is very much a financial reading here for Spirit's messages of support, because they want you to change your mind around your finances, because you're living in the lack mentality up until now, because spirits come in to wrap their beautiful wings around you and say, it's okay, we've got you. Now, when you surrender and say, it is what it is, it's time for me now to attract, things are really going to change and shift very, very quickly for you. Now, you may have done this recently and it's already happening, but being a general reading, there's some of us out there that still haven't done it, but know it's coming. Know it's coming, because it's very exciting, actually, because once you do shift, that belief system, that's your reality, just like that. And that's what Spirit's here to say. We've got you. We've got you. Okay. The equator, to make equal. There's a bit of a status going on as well, the belief system, and I'm still staying with the finances. You know how some people like to keep up with the Joneses, that sort of thing. It's all shifting. People are people. It doesn't matter how much money you have. You've got enough. You're going to get by and you're going to build on that. I'm going to take the pressure off. Once you allow yourself to take the pressure off, it will flow. And this isn't just money. Like, even though this is a financial energy, this can be with anything. Absolutely anything. Schoolwork, study, career, relationships, every aspect of your life. When you focus on the lack and, you know, I've got to do this, got to do this, got to do this, it really takes away the flow and the love and the abundance. And I remember when I first started doing readings, I would go to psychic expos and do readings. And there was mention, my husband asked me, you know, if I was going to make any money that weekend. And I knew there was a psychic expo, but I knew everywhere inside me that it wasn't time for me to work. And because I work for myself and I work for Spirit, I have set hours. Well, I don't even have set hours. It's sort of around the clock, but I'm inspired to film these YouTube videos, or I'm inspired to go and do a psychic expo or run a retreat. It's always on inspiration and guidance through Spirit. And that particular day, I said, okay, well, just so you know, I'm going to work for money only today. And I went and worked a full day, and I'm so itchy because I know Spirit's so close. That's what happens with me, that comes so close. And I worked a full day, and I think I did one reading all day. So I actually didn't even cover my costs for the travel and for my stall. And I came home and I said, just so you know, this is what happens when I work for money. I'm blocked. It doesn't flow. And that's what you've been doing up until now, basically. You've been working for money, and it blocks your creative flow. It blocks your connection. It blocks your belief system around abundance and all that sort of stuff. And Spirit's here to say, time to take the pressure off. They're here to carry you through this, and you're allowed to make decisions based on the creative, based on passion, joy, love, and all that type of stuff, because that's really what's happening in you now. Thank you for tuning in to your Pick a Wings card reading today. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and all those YouTube algorithm things. Take a look down below in the description for all the other services that I provide. Thank you again for tuning in, and be kind to others, but especially be kind to yourself. Peace out.